viewers, you're welcome back to our channel. My name is Sheyi.
My name is Fumi.
And together we are called Sheyi Fumi.
Yeah, guys, you're welcome back to another episode of Marriage is Beautiful.
You're welcome back.
And if you're watching our video for the first time, you're welcome. We love you. Kindly click on the subscription button and don't forget to click on the notification button as well so that you can receive the notification when we upload a new video. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching, and do not forget to share also. Last week we started on the topic attributes of love in marriage. And this week we will continue on the same topic and we'll be considering some other attributes of love in marriage. The first point we will be talking about is allowing for self-development. Support your spouse for him or her to grow, both morally, physically, financially, in every aspect of life. Academically, support spiritually. Thank you, Ronnie. Support your spouse to grow in every area of his or her life. When you love your spouse, you will encourage your spouse to grow. There are some set of people that they believe, okay, my wife should not be richer than me. My wife should not be more qualified than I am. Or my husband should not be richer than me. Or marriage is not competition with one another. You are complementing one another. You are not in competition with one another. So if one is growing, support financially, support morally, support physically, support spiritually. Every area, support him or her to grow. It is wrong for an husband, for an example, to believe that the wife should not be richer. If the wife is richer, it's okay. You are both one. Whatever she owns, you own. Whatever he owns to, it's yours. So each and every one of you must complement one another for marriage to be indeed beautiful. Also, husband and wife need to help one another. You, for an example, if your wife is doing a course, you need to be part of the study. You need to give useful tips. You need to help out during the time of the study. If there are things that is needed to be done in the house, you need to help out around that time. There are some times, for an example, that you need to do study. Okay? You are not the one doing the exam, but you also need to study. You are part of it. You also need to. You can give tips. You can give advice.
You can search online and give some tips. Some information. Can help out.
You can do revision together if it is a subject you know, and even if it is not a subject you know, it's an opportunity for you to learn one or two things about the subject. You become the student. Let him teach you. Let her teach you. Don't say, I am not the one doing it, so I don't need to intervene.
It's not my course.
It's your course. As long as it's your husband's course, it's your course. As long as it is your wife's course, it is your course. You have to be part of it. Because in doing so, you are helping each other to grow.
The next attribute of love we'll be looking into is companionship. Companionship is when you are close to each other more than anybody else. Like you talk often, you talk more to each other. Like nowadays that you have mobile everywhere. The husband is playing with his mobile and the wife is playing with her own mobile, you know. You don't even have time for each other. You don't talk more. Sometimes, I think sometimes instead of talking to each other, we tend to chat more on the phone. You know, we're like, okay, hello, hi, and you know, so call and talk. Sometimes talk, if you're not together, talk on phone, talk on Skype, do video chat. Look for time to talk to one another. Like you talk more, not chatting, not, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like
is in the house and
like he's
He's
typing. I think
the wife is also in one corner,
and
the children are learning. They also are in one corner. You have three sets of people in the house: husband here, wife here, and the children there. And everyone is watching cartoon. Everybody is on the mobile. The days of technology. I used to remember when we were growing up. When we're growing up, we have an opportunity. For an example, it's rare around where we are now for kids to move to each other's houses. People don't have real friends nowadays. They have imaginary friends. They have friends on the net. Husband and wife is sitting down in the house. One is talking to another
friend.
It has even gotten to a stage that they are sending text message to each other in the house to be able to communicate. Husband is in the room, wife is in the living room. Instead of calling one another to talk, he will send a text message. See, companionship is very important in marriage.
Very important.
Listen, when you grow older,
let me use your English. It's important.
The main reason for marriage, one of the main reasons, let me put it that way, is even companionship. You saw birds together in two, they move. Even animal, we desire each other's company. Don't allow technology to take out companionship away from marriage.
In marriage, it's important to be around your husband. It's important to be around your wife. Sometimes for women mostly, they don't really want to talk to you. They don't really want to relate with you for some period of time. And you need to be around them even when they don't want it. Learn to be around your wife or your husband even when he or she did not ask you for it. That's exactly what companionship is all about. Learn to be around each other often.
It's important to be around each other's often. And you know, I once said this and I will repeat it. Women are like cats. Sometimes when you want to play with them, they don't want to play with you. But irrespective of that, whether he or she asks for your presence, be there for him. We also said earlier in one of our videos that sometimes being around each other doesn't mean you have to talk to one another. The assuring presence of him or her in the house alone is very important. Be around each other. He doesn't have to be talking. He doesn't even have to be hugging every time. He doesn't even have to be, but just be around.
Be around. You can just give your touch and move on.
Let him feel your presence. Let her feel your presence.
Like it looks like I really love this touching.
This touching of the thing,
I keep repeating touching.
It's part, like we said, you need 10 minutes touches every day. So it's important. Be around him, be around her. Don't allow other people to be around him or her more than you. And they will start feeling their presence or absence more than you. It is important in marriage that you have good companionship relationship with your husband or your wife. The last attributes of love in marriage we'll be discussing for today is mutual acceptance. We started with mutual respect. Now we are looking into mutual acceptance. You have to accept each other for who you are, and you have to live by that. Stop being judgmental. You are not him. He is not you. You are together, you are one, but you are two different entities. Until you learn to accept that, irrespective of being one in marriage, that you are still a separate individual, you will continue to look down on him or her. We are different. We're not the same thing.
We are not the same.
We are together being called one, but I live for work in the morning. We are one. And she's still at home. She leaves for her work in the morning sometimes, and I'm still at home. So if that oneness that you are talking means that each two of you is just one, then you should be sleeping together, waking up together, going to work together, sitting on the same thing. No, oneness doesn't mean that. Oneness means you've come together and you've aligned your differences to be one. So there will always be some differences. You need to align them. Don't be judgmental on your spouse. Accept one another. We keep repeating it. Accept one another for who you are.
And mutual acceptance includes accepting each other's flaw. Accepting him for who he is and accepting her for who she is. You can improve him or her, but you don't need to hammer it. You don't need to emphasize on it like, oh, you try to pull her down or you pull him down because of his flaw, because of her flaw. The flaw was there before you get married.
You married her despite the flaw.
So you should be able to manage the flaw.
Irrespective of what is going on. You don't need to complain, because while you were dating, you knew this is where she's lacking or is lacking, and you accept him or her for who she is at that point, or for who he is at that point. So the moment you accept that, you have to live by that. Don't be judgmental. There are some spouses, you are always judging. You are always judging your spouse in the house. Oh, he is doing this. Oh, she's doing that.
And before you know, it leads to issues.
It creates gap in between you.
I think I remember there was an issue like that. I think I was still in Nigeria, and I called you and I was explaining to you that I was driving. I saw a red car, and the woman was after the husband, running with a jeep, and the husband's car is in the front, still speeding too, still speeding, and before I know, I was just trying to take a sharp corner to come out of the estate, and before I know, I just had they hit each other, and the lady started bleeding a lot of things, and that day I was like, what is this? And my car, it was even my car we used to take the lady to the hospital.
What if they have killed themselves?
After that, we're trying to ask, Madam, what I said, you have to calm down. What exactly is the issue? You have to calm down. And she started explaining things, and we're like, but you can still be patient with your husband. Okay, if you kill him, what will happen after 2 kids? So sometimes
viewers, you can relate with that experience. See, you married
it's not funny.
One another. A man doesn't start womanizing after he got into the marriage. He was doing it, and you knew during the courtship. If you are going to do something about it, you should have prayed about it. You should have helped him out. Some of us, because of what we discussed last week, material gain, they neglect that aspect of the man. He gives them a lot of money, and he takes them out, buy them beautiful gifts. So they overlook this aspect of his life and get into the marriage. For an example, look at the case of the woman that is running after her husband, almost getting herself killed. What if you died? What will happen to the kids? The man will still go ahead and live his life as if you are gone. So listen, you know the fault the man has. You know the fault that the woman is having. You married him or her with that flaw. If your spouse is the one that is always trying to have extramarital affair, for an example, it's not at that point you neglect him. He needs your prayer. He needs your closeness. You have to be closer to him. It is when you allow him to have too much of a freedom that he will start looking for what is not. So you need to be closer. You also need to pray. When last have you gone down on your knee to pray for your spouse? When last did you go into fasting and prayer just to ask God, please change him for me? You can't change him. Please, Lord, I bring something about him to you.
God knows him.
God knows him. Please, this is an aspect that is hurting me in the marriage. Lord, help me out. Then you also have to be loving and more caring to him. There are a lot of things you could take out of him or her with care. And love. It doesn't have to be fighting. actually fighting doesn't help.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it doesn't help. At times, you need to fight some few things out, like we said earlier, but you still need to lovingly fight it out.
Yeah.
That's why we say healthy
arguments.
argument.
Yeah.
It is important
Very
for
important.
you to have healthy argument, but it is also important for the healthy argument to be done in a loving way.
Yeah. So guys, this is how far we can go today.
Yeah.
Until next week.
Yes.
Sheifumi is saying,
Thank you. We love you. Bye.